Hi, everyone. My name is Nikolai. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Circula, and basically what we do is we simplify expense management for enterprises. So each and everyone here in the room knows how annoying it is not only to travel, but actually to do all the cumbersome expense management afterwards. And in terms of the market that we address, is any company which is currently traveling. And I mean, and in Germany alone, it's around 80 billion euros that are spent on travel. You have around 11 million travelers. And if you look at the whole European market, it's more than 100 million people which actually are doing expenses on a weekly basis. And the really big problem here is that on the one side, the productivity drain. So I heard a study just yesterday actually that around 65% of people that do their expenses spend more than 2 hours per expense report. So if you're a consultant, you're a decision maker who is traveling a lot, you know how annoying this can be. The second aspect which is really annoying about expenses is that it's quite error prone. So every 5th expense report that a company submits has to be actually redone, and this creates this additional productivity drain. And the third aspect, it's a big compliance risk for companies. So if you think about the enterprises which have many people on the streets and have to do their expense filing afterwards, the problem is that if it comes to actually double checking for duplicates or actually calculating per diems, that's an area where you have a lot of risk which backfires if you have an audit at the end of the year. So we built a product which is turnkey ready, meaning that you can instantly use it, compliant with the law in Germany and now expanding into other markets. Secondly, we built a product which is connected, so whether you use a travel booking engine like Comtravo or you have financial like credit cards from American Express, we take the data from there. And thirdly, we are now applying machine learning in order to identify duplicates, not only based on whether people put some manual input into the expense report, but actually on their actual receipt that they were submitting. The reason why we decided to build a product is actually for 3 reasons. Firstly, one thing that I don't have to explain to people here in the audience is that actually cloud adoption is just happening in Europe. So if we don't look at tech companies, but actually at mid-sized enterprises or big enterprises, they are now just starting to move their ERP system and identity management platforms into the cloud. And this is accelerating for us the possibility of integrating. Secondly, you have ubiquity of data, meaning that we can use not only data that the user is submitting, but we can use data from online booking engines, from Google Maps, from your calendar, in order to have a lot of structured data and ensure that it's processed quickly. And thirdly, it's just now that Europe becomes digital. So while in the United States it was possible to process expenses and throw away the receipts already 10 years ago, it just now happens in countries like Germany, and this is quite exciting for companies who are just switching to our product. We launched the product last year. Basically, it's for the traveler, it's a mobile application which reduces the time spent by around 80%. The second big aspect is that we are certified, so you can actually go paperless in Germany, and we are now applying for additional certifications in other countries. And thirdly, we have built a product which people really love. So we won a few awards last year from KPMG and Visa, and we have some exciting customers that I am going to show you later which love the product. What we built on the backend side is not just a nice mobile app or the workflow, but actually we are integrating a bunch of different data sources in order to have not only a seamless experience for the traveler, but actually also to ensure that you are compliant. So if you talk to a CFO of an enterprise, they don't care that much about whether it takes 1 or 2 minutes to submit expenses. What they care about is whether they are compliant with internal and external policies, and this is what we ensure. On the latter part, when the workflow is done, we integrate now with systems like SAP, but also Microsoft Dynamics, and we are going to become an official partner of Dativ. This is the German QuickBooks by end of this year. We started last year, and we're focusing on tech companies. So a few of our customers you can see here are companies like N26 and Urban Sports Club. But the really exciting part is that we are now moving away from this tech mid-sized companies towards enterprises. And what we've done therefore is actually build out a product so we can be integrated with SAP or Workday. We work well with an Active Directory if you are using it. And we have done a few things when it comes to auditing so that actually you can easily use our product. We've been growing around 20% month on month the whole year, and what is really cool is that once the companies start using our product, we see quite a lot of expansion. So it means that we have high acceptance within the individual customer, and are able to actually grow each account. So we start with Germany, and within German accounts we grow, but we also now start to expand. And also quite happy that we've now closed our first customers with an annual contract value north of 50,000 euros. So we are actually now moving away from small, medium-sized businesses towards enterprise deals. The team behind Circula was doing fintech for the last years. My co-founder was the head of backend of Pay11, so we know how to internationalize a product. And we have assembled a team of quite experienced engineers from companies like Leverton and ResearchGate, and are backed by Capnamic and Mine Incubator, among others. And what's ahead of us is we are going to raise our Series A next year, summer, and are getting already now ready to basically localize our product for additional markets so that we can actually, with the existing customers, expand into the other markets in Europe and become ready to be a pan-European solution. Thank you.